So you said you like playing against the All Blacks because they give you something to hit.
Yeah,
Kind of an understatement, really. I mean, you hit them 28 times, you made 28 tackles in the final, but just give us an idea of your mindset when you're tackling and playing against the All Blacks and they're running at you.
They play a nice and fast game, and I like it like that. It gives me opportunities to move and express myself as well. I feel like I can cover ground on the field, and where I cover, probably I'll get opportunities to get into the game.
To tackle, to hit a man. So 28 tackles in the final. You know, when you're going through the motions of that, and I say the motions, it's more than that, but you're in your flow. Okay, you had a tough game in the semi-final, tough game in the quarter, tough pool stages, but in that final, just give us an idea as a player, as an athlete, when you're in your groove and you're making them 15, 16, do you know that you're making that many?
In that World Cup final, I remember one tackle. It was so focused on the next job. You did the job, put it behind you, move on to the next job. You've got to keep pushing, going forward. I remember one tackle, and then after the game, when I started watching the game or saw some footage as people sent me, I was like, oh, I saw more stuff. I didn't realize, oh, this was such a good tackle, or I hit this guy that hard. So there's one tackle I remember, and this was from a line-out, and Jordy carried the ball, and I think he dummied first, and then I just accelerated into tackle, and and knocked the ball. That's one I remember. The other stuff was just so physically drainage that you have to keep going forward and think about the next job.
Yeah,
Get up.
Yeah. With the World Cup final, were you man marking Geordie Barrett? Was that your role or not?
No.
Did it just kind of fall at that he got the brunt of it?
In our system, we don't give one person the responsibility to man mark someone or so on. It was by luck. He just ran where I was the whole time, and all credit to him. He came with everything you've got, and after the game, you're sore, you're tired. It's like everyone wants this trophy so much that they'll put your body through a lot of stuff to get there.
What was the toughest game? I know the final would have been. The England game looked the toughest emotionally for you as a team.
Yeah.
What stands out? Do you have a game that was the one where you were like,
for me personally, it will be the France game. For me mentally, it was tough as well. I got a red card against them a year before. Accident happened, and then so especially the hostile environment we had, just coaches playing mindset games with you. Think about the families. Are they going to be okay? They have security there. You never know what's going on in a rugby game. You get someone that gets so upset after a team that lost, they'll do anything for the team. They don't think really clearly. So of course, after that game, I just threw my hands up, and it's such a relief to be able to win that game.
Right, so I've been very lucky to see Chasing the Sun 2 in Scotland. It's not out in the UK yet, but one of the talking points out of the doc was your halftime speech against England. I know everyone's talking about it, but I think a lot of people were surprised maybe that you are so quiet and reserved, and that you weren't one of the big speakers. And then you spoke up, and you saw when Rassie and when the other players talk about it, they all smiled, like a big smile on their face. Where did that come from, and how's that been received? You know what I mean? Like after now you've won it, is there a bit of laughing and joking about it?
Yeah. When I first saw the commercial, I think it was the second commercial or something, and they saw that speech, and I was like, oh no. Because in South Africa, you want to be a role model for children as well, and you don't want to swear on live television, you don't want to do certain stuff, that's not good. And I just told my mates, they're like, oh geez, I saw you got a bit angry. They're like, I just hope they give whole context behind what really happened. And as you can see, they kind of did what's going on. It's like, it's something I haven't experienced in a change room. We always go into a change room, we've got plans. This is working, this is not working. Okay, let's do this, let's then do this. Rassie came in, said what he had to say, took the reserves next door, into a room next door, and I was just looking around. The coaches were standing behind the table that side, and everyone was just sitting there. It's not what we used to. It's not our system. What's going on? We've got to make plans. That's what we normally do. We make a plan and discuss what's going on. And then it wasn't planned. It was just something that came up and and said stuff. And I don't really talk that much. I always believe, and I'm a strong believer in action speaks louder than words. The way you perform on the field or the way you live your life must tell your story, okay, this is the morals of this guy. And if you can do that, nothing has to be seen.